Hello and welcome to Web3 TV. I'm Lisa Amnegard, reporting live from the Global Blockchain Congress held here in Dubai. With me right now is Gordon Einstein, MC and founder of CryptoLaw Partners. So thank you so much for joining me.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time.
And first of all, are you related to Albert Einstein?
The answer is yes. Everyone asks that question, yes. And I normally joke everything's relative, of course, but not directly, but Einstein's grandfather is my ancestor. So it's not down. You have to go up 2 steps, but then down that branch, you get to me.
I'm still not going to ask you a math question or anything like that.
You can ask me a chemistry question.
A chemistry question.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick to blockchain and crypto.
Sure.
So you were the MC today. So
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, what kind of conversations did you want to have or spearhead?
So at the Congress?
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily running the panels, but I am sort of the host orchestrating the speakers coming on and off, keeping the engagement level high, keeping the energy good. Hadi, the founder of Agora, who's a fantastic guy, is a little sick today, poor guy. So I'm acting as his voice, and as you just heard, because I called everyone to lunch, I have a very loud, clear voice. But for me, it's less about orchestrating the conversations because they have a very program. It's about contributing whatever I can to the global blockchain and crypto community.
And what is that?
Good vibes, community, conversations. Like, I'm a conversation starter. I like to connect people and make things happen. That's part of the reason I started these evening events that we can talk about also. And also, just for context, I've been in the UAE 4 years. And right from the start, this is part of why Dubai is so amazing, right from the start, people like Hadi and Rim and Agora put me on stage and gave me a place to be seen and to start my network. So I think, I'm paying it forward and I'm paying it back.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then this event itself has so many quality speakers and
amazing people.
And also just the connections we can make. So
Yes.
It's really interesting. But I want to know a little bit more about CryptoLaw Partners. What do you guys do?
Sure. So I've been practicing law probably longer than you've been alive, I hate to say. But there was a break in the middle because I decided to start my own technology company. But when I discovered crypto and blockchain in 2014, so a decade ago, I pivoted. I went back into the practice of law because I realized not only is it an interesting area of law to do blockchain and crypto law, but I realized that law itself could be improved by the application of blockchain. So I am one of the first attorneys in this area. I've been practicing a solid 10 years, worked on a ton of projects. You can Google my name and see all the affiliations. Casper's the most recent. Casper needs to do better, but that was a big undertaking. My fascination for the longest time was United States securities law. And there's a natural intersection between US securities law and the issuing of tokens. Because when you sell your token, is it a commodity? Is it a security? Is it a payment mechanism? What is it exactly? You have to apply older or legacy concepts of law to this new thing, and people were having a real hard time doing that.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see now the world is finally catching up, but for a solid 10 years, I was sort of at the front of figuring out how to handle this intersection of law.
And that's also why, for example, tokenization in the US is so expensive because
or impossible.
Impossible and expensive.
Yes.
Because it's not really, nobody really knows how to regulate it, and lawyers' fees come into
100%.
play as well.
Well, yeah, it was difficult to be good for lawyers, but it's to the point of being impossible in the U.S. because you have the SEC, which is the securities regulator, not providing clear guidance. You have the federal government and you have the state government, and they have overlapping jurisdiction. And you have the commodities and the securities regulator are separate animals.
Yeah.
So you had a really difficult situation there. That's part of the reason why I decided to move to the UAE from the U.S. was the lack of regulatory clarity in the U.S. I just couldn't get done what I needed to get done. And even though the UAE is by no means perfect, it's pretty good. And they have VARA, the new regulator, which you can work with.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly enough, with Trump's election, of course, everyone's talking about this. The USA may undergo a renaissance when it comes to crypto and blockchain. But as a speaker on stage said, they're very much behind. Even if they mean well, even if they want to move fast, they're just now entering into discussions of what's possible. It takes a while to put it in legislation, and Trump can sign all the executive orders he wants, but if you want to have a real regulatory scheme, that's a pile of paper that thick. You need to really think about what you're doing.
But what do you think about, let's say, if there was a blockchain law or a crypto law, wouldn't that also stymie innovation?
It depends how it's written. Okay, if it is very strict and negative, of course it would. Okay, if it's sort of a principles-based approach with some flexibility, with regulators that are here to help the industry and not to destroy it, then you can do well. Just like we have a blockchain law here in the UAE. And maybe it's a little difficult to deal with, but there is a law which provides a lot of comfort for investors and everyone else to put their money in there.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the success of it here. So I think, good laws, how do I say this? Law is like a steak. If you overcook it, it's terrible. If you leave it a little medium rare, it's not bad.
It's a good analogy to put in place.
I was thinking about whether I should compare law to pizza. But pizza's always good. Like, even bad pizza's okay. Okay, but a steak is overcooked, terrible. Okay, so you want your law like medium rare.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good way to look at it.
I had to think about it for a minute. Yeah. To find that, I was going pasta, pizza, steak. Okay.
And if we look at just the UAE in general, it's so progressive. But what are you doing at CryptoLaw or yourself in general to ensure that the UAE is this global crypto hub?
So there's 3 levels of it. There's my law practice, which has become more like strategic advisory, just because no one wants me to be writing the documents anymore. They want me advising on the projects, but I do it with a very legal point of view, and I only take on those projects that advance the ecosystem. So that's one of my contributions. Another contribution is that my partner and I are working with various royal offices to get companies situated here and get them comfortable and help them work with the regulations and help them get their compliance work done, and that's working out very well. The third thing is it's more like a social hack. My partner and my wife and I, actually the 3 of us, we started in this summer, in the hot Dubai summer. We started Dubai Tech Tuesdays.
Oh, what's that? Tell me more.
It's been going great. So we did the 31st edition last night. Think about it. Every single week, perfectly consistently, except for New Year's Eve, we've done an event. And we bring together crypto and technology. It's not just crypto, it's tech. So of course it's crypto and blockchain, but it's also drones and medical tech and building tech construction. And we're weaving the region together. And we're being very consistent, and our execution is on time. Dubai is a place that, I don't know if you know this, Dubai is a place filled with people who kind of talk big, and they say they're going to do this, and
Kind of like LA, where you're from.
Yes, actually, just like LA. Thank you for that. Well, yeah, maybe that's why I kind of recognize, it's filled with people who people come to Dubai, and people come to LA, and they try to portray themselves a certain way. And because you didn't grow up with these people, you kind of have to take them at their word. They say they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and they can do it for a little while, but what I've noticed is someone can do 7, 8, 9 events or something, and then they kind of lose track because they don't have what it takes to keep on pushing forward and make a real success. One thing that we do with our partners, part of it what's good is I have great partners. It's not just me. I've chosen people I work with very carefully, and they're fantastic and reliable and everything else. And we created an ecosystem that every single week people know it's going to be there.
Yeah.
They can rely on us. Consistency rules. There's talking, there's social media posts, there's posing on camera, and then there's real results.
Yeah, exactly.
And real results rule. And one thing we do is we treat everyone fairly. We talk positively about people. We share the stage. We're not making it all about us. Last night we had great speakers, and it was my pleasure to sit down and let them talk. I don't need to mug the camera, maybe like I'm doing right now. So I guess to answer your question, there's the work, the day-to-day work.
Yeah.
There's the government connections, and then there's the social element of it. What's great is we're expanding to new cities. We're going to expand to Abu Dhabi in September, and then we're going to weave together a regional platform.
And so, what these Tech Tuesdays? What can people expect from it?
So we got to have a set program. The traffic in Dubai is terrible right now, in case you noticed. So, but we're right in the heart of DFC, where we've got a very nice location. So from 6 to 8 o'clock, people arrive when they can because of traffic. They mingle, they have their drink, they have their food, they talk, they socialize. My partners will help introduce people and get the discussion going. Around 8 o'clock or so, we begin what I call the stage portion. And that's where we get members of the audience to introduce themselves. Who are you? Where are you from? What are you up to? All right, and whether it's in English or in Russian or in German or Arabic or Farsi, it doesn't matter. We speak all these languages. So, or Ukrainian. We speak all these languages, and we get people in front of the crowd. We get them used to public speaking, and they meet each other. And then we do that for maybe half an hour or so, or 45 minutes, so people really get a chance to get to know each other. And then we have our planned portion of the evening. We have our featured speaker. So again, last night it was amazing. We had Bid Angels, which is a big VC community. We had Michael Turpin, we had Ralph from Crypto Oasis, we had Dr. Marwan from Dubai Blockchain Center. We had some big dog. It was great. And then after that, we turn up the music, we turn down the lights, we break out the shisha, and everyone stays and enjoys their time until 11:30.
Okay, so anyways, if anyone wants to know more about this event, how can they get in touch?
That's a great question. So if they go on the Luma app, which is popular here, lu.ma, and look for the Tech Tuesdays calendar, they can subscribe. They can follow me on Instagram. It's just Gordon Einstein. We also have Instagram, Dubai Tech Tuesdays.
Okay.
They can find me. I'm very visible here.
Okay, perfect. Well,
they can come here, see me on stage, or see me talking to you.
Yeah, or on Web3 TV, exactly.
Web3 TV.
Thank you so much for speaking with me.
It was a real pleasure. Thank you. I enjoyed talking.
And we'll be bringing you more interviews. I'm Lisa Amnegard reporting for Web3 TV.